How does Granblue Fantasy Versus hold up as a fighting game? I'll let you know my opinion in this video. Many games nowadays, especially games that are focused on an anime-like style, get a lot of criticism. Now, with Granblue Fantasy Versus, this is another 2.5D fighting game developed by Arc System Works and is released on PlayStation 4. It will also be coming out on PC on March 13th. But as far as how this game holds up to other fighting games, we'll be getting into a lot of the specifics. First off, let's talk about the RPG mode. The RPG mode is essentially the story mode for this game. And now, for this story, I felt it wasn't extremely unique. It's pretty standard story mode where you'll be finding a lot of your allies, but they'll be taken over by dark entities, and so you will have to free them from that control, and then ultimately team up together with those characters as you've befriended them and get to the ultimate conclusion of the game, fighting the big bad. Now, while I sort of sound impartial towards the actual story of this game, I do feel as though this game really does set you up to really learn all of the characters through this RPG mode. It gives you missions for each character that joins your team and allows you to try them out and really lets you get to know them. And it also really does set up the characters individually if you aren't too familiar with the franchise. Now, the number of actual missions you get in RPG mode are about 40 to 50 and it'll take you about 6 to 8 hours. As for me, I feel as though the difficulty wasn't too bad. I was able to get through all of the story RPG missions without dying, and so it was pretty easy. However, once you complete the main RPG mode, you unlock two different other modes. One, you unlock hard mode for the RPG mode, which is decidedly a lot tougher, but it does grant you extra access to uncapping your characters, which I will be getting into a bit, and as well as the Tower of Babel. Now, the Tower of Babel, to my knowledge, has about 100 floors. I haven't gotten to floor 100 because I honestly haven't had enough time to go through all of those levels, but while they do get increasingly longer as time goes on and the more levels that you go up through the Tower of Babel, I will note that I don't think that that's too difficult either. I will say that the hard mode on the story mode is definitely harder than the normal difficulty for the RPG mode. Now, what you can expect in the RPG mode itself, you can expect not only a different type of gameplay mechanic from the traditional 1v1 scenario that you would face off in the versus mode, you also do get boss battles, which are very intriguing. But I'll start off with the wave-based mode. Now, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's basically like the versus mode. There's just going to be a lot more enemies on the stage, usually about 2 to 3 enemies at a time that will be able to fight. Now, you also do get access to a supporting character, which can be a second person playing with you if you have a couch co-op person. I believe you can also play with another online player. I didn't, though. I played strictly solo, so I had a CPU with me the entire time through the story mode, but they were a great help nonetheless. As far as the boss battles go, you not only face against the other playable characters in the game, but you also do fight actual bosses. Some of them range in sizes, they have different mechanics, and it really does bring a lot of great variety into this game. Honestly, something that I wasn't truly expecting. Each mission in RPG mode has a different set of boards that would be recommended for you. And when I say that, you can customize these boards with different items that you can pick up, such as weapons, throughout beating certain missions. And by equipping these specific elements on these boards, you can put yourself at a greater advantage within the next mission. And they do suggest which element would be best. And so what I would suggest is setting up a board for each element, and then after properly using the correct element board for whichever mission you are about to do in the RPG mode. Now, this level of customization isn't too in-depth. It's actually pretty straightforward, so those of you that aren't looking for too deep of an RPG mode, you don't have to worry because this doesn't go incredibly deep. It's pretty self-explanatory and it shows you the way when you start the RPG mode. Now, as far as other customization options within the RPG mode, you can adjust skills. You have 2 skill slots, and there's a lot of variety of skills, although I mainly just stuck with a heal and attack boost skill because honestly that's all I really needed to get by within this RPG mode, but there are a lot of variety of skills that you can use and unlock by using these different boards. Now, the other thing that I do want to mention, which is mostly cosmetic, but you can unlock a lot of different weapons for individual characters. There's skins for the weapons as well as skins for the characters. And honestly, the skins look really nice in this game, but that's another topic entirely. There is also a draw feature, which allows you to draw different weapons and different items for the RPG mode, and you get a lot of tickets from doing the various missions and also by completing various tasks within the game. So let's say if you get Grand to level 40, you'll get a certain prize, and that is a great feature, incentivizes playtime and really makes great replayability for this game and for the RPG mode for those who are specifically getting this game for the RPG mode. As I said earlier, along with incentivizing people to play this game more often in the RPG mode and play as many characters as possible, if you go through the hard mode version of the RPG mode, you can uncap your characters. And this really incentivizes you to replay through the RPG mode, get more playtime out of a mode that generally would usually have just one-time replayability. Moving on to the actual combat of the game, I feel as though this is actually really refined. This is not a combo-based fighting game, but it does reward you for playing strategically. Despite not being a combo-based fighting game, you can do combos if you get close enough to the opponent and press either circle, square, or triangle. Square obviously being light attack, triangle medium, and circle heavy. And as you progress from lighter to heavier, it goes from quicker to slower. That is pretty standard. You also do have the mechanic of blocking. Blocking can be done with a button or it can be done by stepping backwards. Now in the RPG mode, you can only block by actually holding down the button because you have to be able to fight multiple enemies and enemies might be on multiple sides of your character. Now, as far as other mechanics in this game, it is truly rewarding you if you truly master the controls. Of course, there are quick commands, so you can pull off moves faster and probably easier for those who aren't as skilled, but it does make the cooldown times for your skills longer. So I definitely see the appeal and the approach for developing this game for both newcomers and skilled players. We obviously have offline versus mode, but one of the modes I do want to mention are the arcade mode. Now, the arcade mode is really intriguing because not only do you choose which character you're going to play as, but you choose which opponents you're going to face off against and the difficulty level they will be playing at. So you truly get a lot of customization options while playing through the arcade mode. The way how they designed this arcade mode has been very intuitive and I think really smart. It allows for a lot of customization, replayability, and a lot of variety in terms of gameplay. Now, the main mode that the majority of you that are looking at this review are probably wanting to know about is the online versus mode, and specifically the ranked mode. And now, as far as the ranked mode goes, I actually really love how they set up how you're going to be placed initially into your rank. So what happens is that you do a series of offline battles and it judges how you play, what you do during the game, and how you do against the opponent, and then after places you in a specific rank. And then after, for the final 2 battles for this game mode, you end up fighting against online players, and then after, those players should be roughly around where you were placed, and it will then judge you how you do against those players. And then once you battle against those players, you have officially set your rank in Granblue Fantasy Versus, and then after future battles after there will either raise your level or lower it. I do think this is a good way to actually judge an individual in terms of their rank. I feel as though the ranking system is fairly balanced, and you will slowly and surely get into your specific spot while you are playing ranked. A great feature in this ranked mode is obviously the rematch button. Now, there will be people that choose not to rematch, but I feel as though it is great regardless that you are given the opportunity to rematch, and it is a best 2 of 3 scenario, so you can fight another player up to 2 times if you lost the first game. And if you won the first game and want to rematch the person and give them another shot at potentially beating you, you have that as well. I feel as though that's just a really friendly and good mechanic for a ranked game rather than just being a 1v1 and done. Now, specifically talking about the aesthetics of the game, I feel as though the art direction, the music just fit this game perfectly. They look very lovely and nice, and really bring this game to life in the vision that Arc System Works and Cygames truly wanted to bring forth. Now, as far as the voiceovers, both Japanese and English dubs are available for this game, and I can say both work very well in this game. I feel as though both service the game really well. We have 11 playable characters at launch, and all of the characters play very differently and definitely need the time from you to choose which character you are going to main. This is definitely not a fighting game where you can just pick up any character and immediately master them and master the entire roster. You're definitely going to want to focus on a specific character. That's why most of my gameplay time has gone to Fairy, whereas in the RPG mode, it did force me to play some of the other characters, but I did switch it up a lot, which was a really nice feature of the RPG mode, as I mentioned earlier, but I am definitely maining Fairy as of now. We are also getting a lot of DLC characters in the future, 5 DLC characters in Wave 1, with Narmaya releasing on March 3rd. So you can look forward to the first DLC character coming out pretty much right now. And as far as future characters in future DLC packs, we are getting at least a Wave 2, and so you can be looking forward to more characters coming then. As I said earlier, this game is being released on PC on March 13th, but we are seeing it release in North America on March 3rd and in Europe on March 27th. Now, I'm not quite sure why it's taking about 2 months for it to come out in Europe after it's been out in Asian territories since February 6th, but there is a delay of some kind for some unknown reason. But North America, you will be getting this game just a day after I post this review, so you can look forward to playing this game pretty much right after this review comes out. My overall impressions of this game, I really love this game. Of course, I really love Arc System Works in the majority of the games they create, but I feel as though this game is very special and something that I definitely want to come back to. I unfortunately have not spent nearly as much time as I would normally like to get this review out and have as much information as possible for you all, but I feel as though this is definitely a game that I definitely have enough love for that I am definitely looking forward to the DLC and the future updates to come to this game. I definitely recommend this game if you are a fan at all of any Arc System Works games, of Granblue, or simply of fighting games in general, because this is definitely a solid addition to the fighting game genre. I give this game a 9 out of 10. Let me know what you think about this game in the comment section down below if you've already played it, and if you are going to get this game and have not already picked it up, let me know that as well. With that said, make sure to like and subscribe. It would help this channel out and be greatly appreciated, and it helps other people find this review. With that said, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.